Good evening, dear colleagues. A year ago, in ENOG 11, Alexei Platonov made a brief announcement about the beginning of work of the Fund of the Development of the Network Technologies in Data. Today, I'd like to present the results of the work of the fund. The goal of establishment of this fund was to study macroeconomic studies of the infrastructure of the Internet, and today I'd like to present the results, one-year results of the existence of our fund. Many of you may ask a question, why do we need one more study project if there are a great deal of others? I'd like to answer. Our project is aimed at studying of the Russian segment of the Internet, or Ronet. We can make different definitions. Some of them are presented on the slide. Ronet can be defined as in terms of a language that content is created, that is placed into the Internet. The Ronet is the whole Russian language content. As to the domain name registration, we can name sites in the realms .ru and .rf. It's the operators that ensure the internet access in the Russian Federation. As to the routes of traffic, it's a variety of autonomous systems registered by the residents of the Russian Federation and their policies of routing. It's the point of our study. Our project we named IDB. That means the Internet Digital Identifiers Database. It gives us the mission and the goals of the project. Our mission, to provide to the Russian experts a very convenient instrument to analyze routing information, and the goal to create constantly updated repository of the routing information of the Russian segment of the Internet, to unify the format and to study the connectability of Ronet. Our presentation is devoted to the results we managed to achieve this year. Before starting our work, we studied a great deal of projects, among them well known as CAIDA, RIPE Atlas, Potaro, Root News, ISOLA, RIO, and other less known. Part of them are not even supported, haven't been supported yet. We found out that no one of these projects is not oriented for the Russian segment of the Internet. Ronet data, they are lost against the background of the global data. Because the main object of study is the Russian segment of the Internet. It's the main distinguishing feature of our project. Apart from this, we want our project to be oriented not only for network engineers and system administrators, but others who may be interested in statistical and analytical information on Ronet. On the site for this project, we try to provide minimum of specific terminology, and if we give this terminology, we try to decipher them so that the implication is clear. We have the Internet registers with the opportunity of search by the keywords. We use the routing tables with root servers. We provide visualization of the integrity of the video graph, not only in IX as well. What are the sources of root information we make use of? First and foremost, the database of the regional internet registers, RIR. It's the public register of the network root information, RADB, and aggregated data of some studying projects, root views, RIPRES, packet clearinghouse, and others, plus these root tables of the internet operators and road service at the point of traffic exchange. It's MS-SkyX. This slide shows the scheme of our project from the database. Of the regional registers, RIR, we receive the information in autonomous system and their policy of routing. We have the agreement with 4 regional registers. Bulk agreement we didn't manage to draw with the Sakhalin, but I think it's a matter of time. We use the delegated file arena that allows us to do statistics, real statistics. We receive the policy of routing from the regional register, then transform this data in BMP format that is widely used in equipment manufacturers. The information is stored in the common database, available for different requests for according to WHOIS protocol, and also to build up different statistical tables and graphs. Apart from some of them, I will show you in my presentation. This information, as well as the information that is being received from root use, RIPE use, and rule service MS-SkyX, is used in an analytics block. All the data that you will see later on, they are really relevant up to the 18th of May this year, at the point when my presentation was sent to the program committee. Since the 1st March of 2017, all the tables and graphs are available on the site if you stipulate a certain date. First of all, let's look at the statistical tables of the worldwide scope. This, we have the IP addresses of autonomous system distribution by the regional registers. This information is provided by many information resources. We are not exclusive here. Statistical tables you can look at any date starting from the 1st April of 2016. It's the advantage of our project. Thanks to the fact that in the database of the regional registers there is the NCC. This slide shows the tables where countries are ranged according to the quantity of IPv4 and prefixes are IPv6 and AS, autonomous system. We can see that according to the quantity IPv4, Russia rates 13th. Prefix as to prefixes, Russia rates 14th. And as to prefixes, the Russia is on the 2nd place after the USA. The explanation of this fact is that this disproportion between the quality of IP addresses and autonomous system is the fact that for a long time, for reliable internet access, any organization had to acquire this service from two or more internet providers. Because we have the opportunity to work with the database of all the regional registers, I decided to compare BRICS countries. This abbreviation is well known. BRICS countries, they have 5 different internet registers. They are members of 5 different internet registers. It turned out the percentage of autonomous system with a small amount IP4 addresses, less than 1,000. Brazil and South Africa is different from the India and China. If we analyze another economic values of these countries, we may come to very interesting conclusions. But we haven't done this yet because we think that it's outside of the format of our study. But we do have this idea. Now, a few words about whose service that we have realized. Its distinguishing feature is the fact that the search is done in a single database and adjusted for different filters that allow to do very sophisticated requests with the click of mice or tap on the screen of smartphone. The keywords, the object of search may be a keyword, Taylor or MTS or other, and you will be given much information in one go.
So you will not have to search for it for a long time with a large number of queries. Another section of our website, of our project, is dedicated to the studies of the local connectivity between Russian systems. And we are analyzing where the system belongs to. And this is the Russian system if it has the registered data. And the city of registration for AS is defined by the organization that owns it as the input data about the connectivity between AS. We use the BGP routes. This is the information that we gather from open sources, RIPE, and other projects. Here we can see on this chart the distribution between autonomous systems in Russia and the analysis of the connectivity between them. So the closer to the center they are, the larger number of BGP neighborhoods exist there. And 0 corresponds to Kaliningrad and 359 to the most distant point. So that is the closed circuit system for Russia in such a round chart. I'd like to note that in order to have a more informative pictures, we do not picture here AS with only one neighborhood. And if you click on one of the points here, you can see the data about the owner of AS and the city where it is registered, and also the information about the registered owner and the number of BGP neighborhoods for the specific AS. Here you can select the data. So looking at these charts, we can make some general conclusions, such as the main number of Russian AS are registered in St. Petersburg and Moscow. And IPv6 has not been widely spread in Russia, and there are some specific features for Russian regions, and that can be identified when we compare IPv4 and IPv6. if we limit ourselves to autonomous systems with connections up to 100, that is for the largest Russian operators, we can structure a chart for the nucleus of Russian internet. And the main conclusion is that the largest number of BGP neighborhoods has a limited number of autonomous systems, and the majority of them are located in Moscow and St. Petersburg. In order to have more information about Ronet nucleus, we give you the table with the ranging for different neighborhoods from the largest number of BGP neighborhoods to the smallest number of them. In order to provide you the idea about the number of autonomous systems with a specific number of BGP neighborhoods, we give you the histograms for IPv4 and IPv6. Separately, we have histograms for transit autonomous systems, and you can look it up on our website. Probably some of you have already visited it and have seen it. So all the graphs and charts are made for specific dates, and you can select the date starting with the 1st of March 2017. On our website, we have the possibility to see the connectivity between autonomous systems and ICP, between those systems, between the largest operators. This graph is based on the data from Ronet services and other systems of ICP. Here we demonstrate you the chart for our foundation, for our organization. And here we can see that as the foundation is the participant of ICP, they have the direct connection to the major ICP. And there is also the connection to St. Petersburg Point and to the global web as well. Many of you probably know that due to some mistakes or due to something done on purpose, they included large prefixes into the system, or almost all the internet. So we've elaborated the tool that helps us to detect those instances. And large fluctuation can show you that BGP routes are not shown correctly. And summing up, I'd like to say that what has been done, that is not a final result. It's only the demonstration of the groundwork that we have done. And the data should be more informative ones and more demonstrative in its nature. And we understand that we need the help of professional community, those of you who are sitting right here in this hall. So we kindly invite you to take part in developing our project in future, so you can participate in those roles and those ways. So you can, for example, provide your data to the project. You can open a BGP session with the specific number indicated on the slide. You can offer some source of information. You can share your ideas about providing data, about the tools for analysis, or any other areas for cooperation are welcomed. Let's research, let's study Ronet together. Here I have my contact detail. So if you are willing to discuss some topics, do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much. Thank you, the program committee, for giving me the opportunity to speak before such an audience. Thank you.
Добрый день, меня зовут Сергей Мисаяров.
Sergei Misayayev. So you've mentioned that you're open for cooperation. So do you know what Google gives you if you enter the keyword, the data? So it gives you an article in Kommersant newspaper. It does not give your contact information. Well, we have not promoted our website. We have not done any advertising. So that's a fair comment. And in the chat, ENOG Talk, the contact information is not given even at their website. No, it's not true. Probably I misunderstood it. So your contact information should be available, publicly available. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let me hand over the mic to Dmitry.